G'day guys, my name is Don and you're watching my channel Don Astronomy. Just going for a walk up on my ridge where I live and taking my little hound Yoda here for a walk. It's his favourite part of the day. You guys haven't seen a lot from me, I do apologise, but the weather has been crappy. As you see behind, that's pretty much been our winter. I have been doing astrophotography but given up because of the images are just full of Elon Musk's bloody satellites and crappy seeing the little bit of data you do get. So anyway, I'm not here to bitch about that, but I am here to talk about the ASCOM driver for Sony mirrorless cameras. So this video is for anyone who wants to get into deep sky astrophotography, who owns an existing Sony camera and maybe some lenses, especially if you've got a lens between say 100 and 200 millimeters or more. Then this driver allows you to be able to focus with your lenses and operate your camera through proper astrophotography software such as, I think there's Nina, SharpCap and Astrophotography Tool, all supported in this software. I'm going to take you to the software developer's website. His name is Doug Henderson. I'll show you where to get the driver, the supported cameras that are supported by Doug's driver, and the supported lenses. So it means now that all you really need to do is get yourself a star tracker and you've got everything to go to control your existing Sony camera and lens for a night of astrophotography that's controlled via the software, which gives you long exposure, controls your exposure times, it controls your ISO settings, and it can even control the focus and do autofocus routines for your camera. So a really cheap way of trying your hand at deep sky astrophotography to see if you like it, and if you like it, well, the world's your oyster from there on. Now I've got a Star Adventurer GTI mount, which is a star tracker, and I've also got an ASCO FRA 400. I've also bought myself a T adapter. So a T adapter allows me to go take my Sony A6400 camera, strap it onto a telescope. So I'll be able to hopefully get an hour of data, I'm hoping, over the next few nights on Omega Centauri, the star cluster, just to try it out. I've also got a couple of lenses that I want to get the focusing working with, so I might try that as well. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the place you need to go in order to download the ASCOM driver for the Sony cameras. The mastermind behind this is Doug Henderson. I'll leave a link in my description to this page, and this is where you will find the download link here. He's also got a lot of information on this page and even more information on his GitHub homepage here, especially if you've got any problems, and he's also got dependencies that you may need to add if the driver doesn't work for you. So don't forget to buy Doug a book. In this case he doesn't drink coffee, and I'm going to buy him a book or two for the effort he's put in. So right here now we will go to the link. If we scroll down here, I've already downloaded this file, so I'm not going to do it again, but that's where you would click to download. Now there's also here a list of supported cameras. So this is all the cameras in the Sony series that is supported by Doug's driver. So hopefully you'll find yours in there. If not, I will put a link in the description for that as well. Now the driver that Doug has created also can control some lenses, and there's a range of lenses in here, and Doug says here that astrophotography applications perform functions like autofocus. So that would be really handy, especially for people doing nightscapes and stuff like that. Now my lens is there. I've got the Sigma 16mm f1.4, so that'll be interesting to try that out. And my stock lens isn't in here, which is a 16 to 50mm, but I'll give it a go anyway and see if it works. So there you have it. That's step one. Okay, that's my tablet. It's not a Windows tablet. I'm remote desktoping into my computer. on my telescope, installing everything there, the normal routine, signing your life away, etc. This next step's important. Go to your camera settings, go into the setup page, and in my case it's page 4 of the setup page. You'll find the USB connection. Make sure it's in PC remote mode, otherwise you won't be able to communicate, your camera won't work. So if your installation went successful, then the driver should appear in your drop down list. There it is there, Sony mirrorless camera. That's the settings for your driver. There's a few things you will need to do here. Check the I'm using a camera lens box if you've got a camera lens, not a telescope. That's your camera driver there. Now in your app settings there's 3 different target applications: Astrophotography 2, Nuna and SharpCap. In my case I'm using Nuna, so I'll select that. Now in driver settings, make sure that this use live view is ticked if you've got SharpCap and Nuna, because they both support that, and make sure you allow the applications to adjust your ISO settings and your gain control for your camera. Now here, only tick this box if you want your images saved anywhere else than your acquisition software has chosen. Okay, let's connect the driver and see if we have success. And yes, we do. So we'll move over to the imaging tab over here. I've got a camera set up and telescope on the balcony, so I've already played around with that, and the exposure time is so quick because I'm allowing for the auto stretch. Now you can see I've got gain control. We'll take a quick image and hopefully we will get an image, and we do. Alright, we'll get out of Nuna now, and I think we'll give, shut this down and give SharpCap a go. Alright, now if we go to the cameras tab, hopefully our driver will be there, and if we scroll down, there it is there. Select it, and it appears to be okay. Now we have our shutter control over there, which is good. So we know that's working in the settings, and we've also got our gain control there, and as you can see we have the gain control as well. Okay, let's take a quick shot, and there we have it. The burring is pretty rough, but remember it's also stretched. Okay, we're going to go back into Nuna now because I want to show you a plugin that's available in Nuna. It's called the Sony Camera plugin, and this allows you to not have to use the ASCOM driver and use the Sony Camera directly through Nuna only. Now you will still have to install the Sony mirrorless camera driver for this to work as well, so you'll have to have both. Now you can see here that there's the Sony Camera itself, so we can directly connect to that without the ASCOM driver, and you can see that's worked. It's connected. Now this time you'll see that there's a live view mode come up, which is supported. Let's take a quick image. There we go. So that seems to be working okay as well. You'll also see the gain now is in ISO as opposed to a gain mode which was in the ASCOM driver setting, which may be more familiar to DSLR owners and mirrorless owners. There's another image you can see there that the gain, changing the gain worked, the histogram grew. Now this is a live view mode. That's me waving my hand, you can see in front. So that all seems to be working nicely. Okay, let's try the focuser now. Okay, so we're in the focuser tab, and there's the Sony Camera focuser. It's appeared in there. We'll go to the driver settings. You'll see another drop down window now, and this is where you'll find all your lenses. Select the one that's suitable for you, and in my case it's the f1 Sigma 16mm. So let's connect that, and we'll also have to connect our camera as well, and they're both successfully connected. Okay, so I just want to go back here to the focuser tab. Now you'll see that there's 1185 steps that can be done in the focus routine. So it basically means that when I go to autofocus, I've got 1185 steps to focus with. Now that's with the Sigma f1.4. It will be different for each lens, but in my case that's what it is. Take an image there, have my camera set up on my mezzanine, so it's out of focus because it's in the 0 position, and I'm going to take that to 1100, and if I now move that, you will see down the bottom there it's moving, and if I take another image, hopefully it will be in focus. Voila! So we can see that the focuser is working as it should. Now I won't be able to try auto-focusing out at this stage because I don't have it set to my camera. Okay, so it is about 6:20 and I am up, I am imaging. I'm taking 60 images at 180 seconds. Now as you can see where my transit line is, that's where I am now, and where I should have been shooting was at 3 p.m, but obviously the sun wasn't out at 3 p.m, so it's not the ideal time to be shooting. But hey, this is not going on Astrobin or anything, it's merely just a test run. And so far so good. I've done an autofocus. The autofocus went fine. Mind you, I'm not using the lenses, I'm using the telescope. Alright, we'll have a look at this image now. Now, there it is, Omega Centauri in all its glory. It is a little bit blurry. Now, it was very sharp when I actually did the autofocus. It's because I'm out in the balcony and my little bit of movement is disrupting things a little bit. Once I get off the balcony, that will stabilize, and hopefully I can get enough time to show you a bit of an image. If I can get an hour on this, that'll be great with the weather. So fingers crossed, and thanks for watching, guys.